Alright, hello everyone. Welcome back to a new stream here, and today I'm going to be covering doing a little review slash tutorial on the fairly new add-on for a passenger slash airline service called Passengers 2. I never did play the first one, so I can't compare it to the first one whatsoever. I will just be covering Passengers 2. This is a app add-on, whatever you want to call it, that is universal. It works through X-Plane, Microsoft Flight, and supposedly according to the new one as well, and I think Prepared as well. I think it works on everything pretty much because it just uses a little link and connects to the simulator itself. So I've pretty much tried every single airline service, passenger service add-on there is, and some are good, some are not so good. They each have their own trade-offs, their pros and cons. So I am happy to say I'm actually really pleased with this one. It does come at a pretty hefty price tag of 50 US dollars, but it is a one-time fee, unlike some of them, and it's actually a really cool app. It kind of reminds me a little bit of self-loading cargo mixed with Pilot's Life too, in a way. I'm going to pull it over here, and this is your basic layout. This is what the main dashboard looks like. There is a manual that comes with it, so I'm not going to do too detailed. The manual does explain everything. This is pretty obvious as to what this screen is about. It's got achievements, how many passengers you've transported, reputation, which mine's kind of low because I've just started off. You start off at like 60% or 55%, something like that. Your maintenance of your overall average of your aircraft, and you can kind of get the rest. You've got a headquarters here. It kind of breaks it down a little bit more than what was on the front page. You've got your catering contracts you can do. I've got the very basic one for right now. Ground handling contracts. You have to sign them. Human resources, marketing, company settings. It's all pretty obvious as to what that is as well. Hangar. It's a hangar. Shows you your airplanes. You can go in, do maintenance. Tells you how many seats there are. Economy, business, premium, I think it is, and first class. It shows you how many it can hold. You can do your maintenance upgrades for your aircraft here, in-flight entertainment, stuff like that and whatnot. And then you also have where you can buy aircraft, and I'm quickly going to go through the list here just so you can kind of see what all is in there. They do have quite a few, and the cool part is the sim doesn't actually, or the app doesn't actually register what you're flying. So, like for instance, right here is the Boeing 777-300. This is obviously the passenger version, whereas in Microsoft Flight right now, you have the PMDG 777-300 ER, which is a little different. It's the extended range variant. So I can still use this one, and it will be just fine. So you don't have to have the exact type of aircraft. You do want to stay pretty close to it because, for instance, sure, if you want to buy this little Cessna here and think you can do a really long haul in it in a F-22 and make a bunch of money and charge that person out the wazoo, yeah, you still got to pay for that fuel usage. It does register that, so you're going to be using a whole lot of fuel. So therefore, you do need to stay pretty close as to what you are currently using, but it does have a pretty good selection here, so you can stay with your smaller aircraft if you prefer to do that, or go to your bigger aircraft, and you can change how much start money you have, so if you want to jump straight into some of the bigger stuff, go for it. You can also lease aircraft, buy used aircraft, and all that good stuff. Bank, it's pretty obvious, tells you what that is. You can get loans flight logs. It's your logs that you've done for your flights. You can see everything about them, achievements. You can change your company there if you want, and there's tons of other settings in there you can do. But for this little demo, we're going to be doing a short little hop, which is why I'm in an ATR 42. And we're going to be going from Palm Beach International to Melbourne International. So to get that set up, just create you a new flight. It is integrated with SimBrief, so if you use SimBrief, you can easily pull over all the cool stuff from there and make it super easy to load in. I do use SimBrief, but I did not create one for this because this is going to be a short hop. And PBI, we're going to KMLB. Let's see, it's 1600 hours right now, universal time. Let's go 1615. It'll be alright if we leave a little early. And I don't even think it's that far away. I think we'll probably get there in like 20 minutes. So I'm just going to go a 30-minute window there. And flight number doesn't really matter. I'll do 105. And it does have pretty neat announcements. You can do custom ones. I just have the basic English selected. Duty free, you can enable that to sell neat stuff while on the flight to try to make a little extra money. And one of the fun parts is selling the tickets. So you can either do fixed price or live pricing, and I like to do live pricing. So I like to start my prices up. Excuse me, kind of high, and go cheaper as I get towards the end, because you do only have like 45 seconds to try to sell as many as you can. So let's open it up, and we can see I'm not really selling many. And drop it down a little bit, trying to squeeze out as much money as I can. Of course, just like in real life, airlines want to try to get every penny they can. Still have 30 seconds. And as you can see, I only have economy seating on this aircraft. I've not customized it to have anything else, but it's not a big airplane, so I just really haven't worried about that. Alright, so we've sold everything there. Still 7 seconds left. Alright, so there we go. And then we can hit start. It'll verify it. And it's valid. And we'll continue.
Welcome to Flight 105. We will shortly be ready for boarding. Please remain seated at the gate area and await further announcements.
Alright, let's go and get the battery on here so I can get some basic lights on for everyone. That way I can make sure emergency lights, all that stuff is on. So you can see the flight attendant is here. You gotta select your boarding music. I don't have any, and I'm just gonna use the default safety briefing, and we will start boarding.
105.
It's pretty.
The gate is now open for boarding. Please have your boarding pass and ID ready. We wish you a great flight.
And this is the part that reminds me of self-loading cargo, as to where you can see the little people walking in, but this one's a little more detailed. Yeah, a little more detailed. If somebody pushes their flight attendant button, it'll pop up, all that stuff. Of course, you can see everything here: thirst, hunger, entertainment, bathroom, frustration, anxiety. You can speed up the boarding, so if you're boarding a 777 that's going to take 20 minutes to board, you can speed it up a little bit, just in case you don't have 20 minutes to spare. And we're almost done boarding here. I'm not really setting up a full flight in the FMC, just because it's such a short hop, and I'm not really trying to make this a tutorial video on how to do that with ATR.
Boarding complete. Welcome aboard this flight. My name is Mia, and I'm today's in-flight manager.
We want to make sure your flight is safe and comfortable, so if there is anything you need, please ask. We will shortly be closing the aircraft doors and request that all portable electronic devices are now switched to flight safe mode or turned off. Please ensure all larger items, including laptops, are safely stowed. We wish you a pleasant flight.
Hello from the flight deck, and let me personally welcome you aboard this flight. We will be departing soon, and it should be a smooth flight. I'll be turning off the seatbelt sign after takeoff. However, if I turn it back on again, please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. I have a great team looking after you in the cabin. If you need anything, please ask any one of my crew. Thank you.
Alright, so there we go. We are boarded.
Doors to automatic and cross-check.
It is now going to do the safety video. And I'm going to start engines up while
we are now going to take you through the safety
this.
procedures of this aircraft. We would appreciate your full attention even if you are a frequent flyer. A safety card is in your seat pocket and highlights important safety information specific to this aircraft type, such as exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets, and brace position. All exits are clearly marked and are being pointed out to you now.
Not actually going to start the engines yet because I still got to push back.
Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all luggage on board. Opening the doors automatically inflates the evacuation slides. High-heeled shoes must be taken off as they may tear the slide. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened whenever the seatbelt signs are on. We recommend you keep it fastened and visible at all times. If the cabin air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. If you are wearing a face mask, this should be removed before putting on an oxygen mask. Stay in your seat and pull a mask towards you. Place the mask over your mouth and nose and breathe normally, adjusting the band to secure it. Please note that the bag may not inflate. Put on your own mask before helping others. If required, remove the life jacket from its container. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist, clip the buckle, and pull the strap to adjust. Only when outside the aircraft, inflate by pulling the red toggle. Blow into the tube if it fails to inflate or needs topping up. There is a light and whistle to attract attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. All personal devices should now be in flight safe mode or turned off. Larger devices, including laptops, must be stowed in your luggage for takeoff and landing. If you lose an electronic device within your seat, or your device is warm or starts producing smoke, please alert a crew member. Please ensure that your seat is upright, your tray table is stowed, and all luggage is stowed under the seat in front of you or in the overhead compartments. Smoking, including e-cigarettes, vaping, and the use of other smoking devices, is not permitted at any time. This includes the toilets, which are fitted with smoke detectors. If you have any questions, please ask a crew member. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a great flight.
Alright. I'm going to turn the seatbelt signs on.
Cabin secure.
And cabin is secure.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead.
We are cleared for start and push.
Okay, cleared for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
And having a second screen really does help with this. That way, You don't have to keep it over your screen. If you don't have a second screen though, that's no big deal because you can change the size of this and, you know, keep it somewhere where you want it. And one of the biggest things took me a second to figure out is how to drag it. You have to hold down the right button on your mouse, and you can click anywhere and drag it. Change the size of it in the settings. I'm just setting up some of my autopilot stuff is all I'm doing right now.
Okay, pushback completed. Please set your parking.
Parking brake set.
Parking brake set. Lowering aircraft.
Ground. Startup is complete. You may disconnect.
Okay, sir. Clear to disconnect. Pin has been removed. See you at the side. Have a good flight.
Holding position waiting for the visual. Thank you and goodbye.
Alright, there's that. I can get that out of the way. And just so one can see everything that actually happens on the screen, I will be leaving this on this screen. In the future, if I ever do videos with this, possibly using say intentions, doing a pretty realistic as I can flight, I will not probably have this on the screen. I'll probably have it on one of my other screens. Alright, so engines are started. Ooh, no. Trying to read them. There we go, that's all I need. Don't need the logo, it's a little light outside. For that, let me get up a map here of the airport. I can actually see where I'm going. Which, if anybody here does use the Say Intentions app and you have not kept up on the recent news, one of the newest updates actually adds in taxi lines. They're a lot better than what is currently in the simulator. So once you ask or get clearance to take off or to taxi to the active runway, if you're in student mode, it automatically does it. And if you're in anything else, you can always ask for progressive taxi instructions and it will display them. Alright, so here we are holding short of the runway. Let's get our landing lights on. Ooh, taxi and takeoff. Yeah, I've not really flown the ATR that much. I actually kind of forgot I even had it. When I got this just a couple days ago, I was going through the aircraft and trying to find something small to start off with, and twin turbo prop at least, and I seen the ATR. I'm like, oh yeah, I've got the ATR. I hadn't flown in like forever. So it's pretty nice getting back in the ATR since I hadn't really flown it in a long time. Alright, everything looks good. Passengers secure. Let's roll. Alright, positive rate of climb, gear up, flaps up.
Just a reminder that smoking is not permitted at any time, and keeping your seatbelt fastened whenever seated is recommended. Seatbelts must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is on. Please take care when using the overhead compartments, as items may move and could fall out. If there is anything we can do to make your flight more comfortable, please ask a member of the crew.
Alright, so here we are. Good rate of climb, good airspeed. Something else that's pretty cool in this Passengers 2 I've not run into yet, knock on wood, hopefully it doesn't this time since I'm just trying to review it, is it does have random emergencies and stuff like that that you have to take care of built into it, so that's pretty cool. There's different levels you can set it on: rare, frequent, you know, blah blah blah, all that. I've got mine set on rare, and this is flight number 5 or 6 for me, I can't remember. I've only done one in the 777, and the rest have been in this. So I can't explain to you exactly what happens with that. So we're not really going very far, so I'm just going to go up to 10,500 feet. I'm pretending I'm flying VFR, not IFR, even though if I was flying VFR right now, I'd be in some trouble. I'm just going to imagine that it's a very beautiful, clear day with no clouds in sight. But I'm going to 10,000 feet, that way I can get the Wi-Fi service to a good altitude. After 10,000 feet it gets better service there, that way my passengers are a little happier, because you also charge for that, which is pretty cool. And I've actually never done the catering before, so I'm actually going to attempt to see how the catering works. And you can set the automation-wise seatbelt service, or seatbelt sign service, descent, all that to the flight deck or automatic. I've just got mine set on manual. I've never hit the emergency button, so I'm not going to do that right now. Public announcement, that's just descent, delay, point of interest, turbulence. I've never done those three. Obviously I've done the descent. I would imagine delay and turbulence is very obvious. Point of interest, I have no idea what that is. Let's click it and find out actually, because I'm curious.
From the flight deck, this is the captain. If you look out of your window, you will see a point of interest. We hope you enjoy the view.
Okay, that's pretty stale, I guess is a good word to use. Yeah. And so yeah, cabin, that's where you do your services, turn the lights on and off. So now we can see where Wi-Fi service is good. Interphone, you can do that. Ask for a drink, meal, do not disturb. So now we are pretty much getting ready to level off. Let me change my power management here. Get my engine set to the appropriate RPM so I'm not overloading them. Alright, seatbelt sign is off. And you'll see people start to use the bathroom, do stuff like that. Let's do
We are
the
now
bar.
starting our in-flight bar service. We have a range of drinks and snacks available. Take a look at your menu card for today's options.
Oh, that's cool. You can see her with the cart. Oh yeah, and you can click on these people and see more details about each person. Does it actually tell you when you're selling? I don't know. I don't know if you actually can see people buying stuff or if you just find out at the end how much you bought or sold. I should have just enough time to get through everybody with each service. And you do want to, if you do buy the catering service, you do want to use it as much as you can because it is a contract, so you are paying for it regardless. So if you don't use it, you're essentially using up part of that contract and spending a lot of money that could be made back up otherwise. Passenger satisfactions went up a little. I'm pretty sure it was in the higher 80s. I wasn't really paying attention. She must be making a bunch of sales. She hadn't really moved. This person's really thirsty. Sylvia. Let's see if she ends up buying something. I wonder if it'll auto update or if I have to click back on her again to see if she ends up buying anything. We'll just wait and see. Maybe the cart's at her now. Oh, yep, there it is. So satisfaction's going back up a little, or going up even more. I'm probably going to extend the trip just a little bit so I know I can try to sell everything I can. Wind's coming from the direct east at Melbourne. And a little bit of rain here. Currently getting ready to pass over Fort Pierce. And entertainment is not really going to go up since I do not have any in-flight entertainment installed on this aircraft. And I probably won't because it's kind of expensive, and I don't plan on doing any really long flights in this aircraft. Unless I see it feasible, then I might. And she's got 3 rows left, or technically like 2.5. She's almost done there. Alright, so there's that. Let's see, let's do... Why can't that? There it is. Let's do the duty free, because that makes a lot of money.
We are now starting our duty-free service. Take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings. Take a look at your in-flight magazine to discover our range of gifts, watches, fragrances, and more. If you would like any further information about our products, please just ask.
There's some pretty expensive stuff here. So hopefully I'll make a bunch of sales here. She goes through the rows a little quicker, obviously, because some people are not buying, which is to be expected. And she's done there, so we'll do the food.
We are now starting our in-flight meal service. Take a look at your menu card for today's options.
And let's hope that makes some money here. Is anybody really hungry? Some people are. I might sell some. Probably not as much as the drinks. Looks like I'll be probably having just enough time. And then I'll have to do a trash pickup. And then we'll be ready to make our descent. I might have to do a flight where I integrate this, GSX, and say intentions all in one, and that would be about like the ultimate pilot flight experience. there is that done. Let's do trash pickup real quick. And Melbourne International is pretty much directly to our east now. Let's go ahead and
Hello again from the
do
flight deck.
this.
We are starting our descent, and I will shortly turn on the seatbelt sign. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for flying with us today, and I hope to see you again in the near future.
The captain has now turned on the fasten seatbelt sign in preparation for our arrival. Please return to your seat, put your seat back in the upright position, and fasten your seatbelt. Please ensure your baggage is stowed safely, including laptops. Please help us by checking your seat area for any trash and handing it to a member of the crew. Please note the toilets are no longer in service.
And flight attendant is going to do her check.
Cabin secure.
And let's start our descent. Pretty much had to make a 270. I could have made a right 90, but that may have put me a little too close, possibly. Because I'm only a few miles out, so I figured I'd do a left 270 to give me a little more room. I think I have visual on the airport right there.
500. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
As we taxi to the terminal, we ask that you remain seated with your seatbelt fastened. Please keep them fastened until the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. You may now make and receive calls as well as use data services. Please ensure you have all your personal belongings with you before leaving the aircraft. Take care when opening the overhead compartments, as items may have moved and could fall out. Smoking is not permitted until you reach a designated smoking area. On behalf of the captain and this crew, we thank you for flying with us. It has been a pleasure looking after you today, and we look forward to welcoming you back on board in the near future. If you need any assistance after leaving the aircraft, our ground team will be happy to help. Thank you.
All right. Let's exit the runway. Alright, and now that we are back, and I got some kind of weird bandwidth message, which is kind of odd. Yeah, we are ready to deboard. Go ahead and turn the engines off.
Doors to manual and cross-check. The door is now open, and you can now disembark the aircraft. Once again, thank you for flying with us.
And they are exiting from front to back. So overall, I really recommend this product if you like flying a variety of different aircrafts and distances, because as you can see, it's fun for short flights. It'll be great for long flights. It's a one-time fee, but it does have a lot of micromanagement, well, a little bit of micromanagement, but it's got enough of it there to keep it interesting and fun and not too overwhelming. Comparing it to some of the other ones that are out there, I'd definitely say this is in the top 3. It'll be the one I'm using mostly right now. My favorite has always been On Air, but it is subscription based and not everybody wants to pay for a subscription. It is definitely more micromanagement because you can also build your own FEOs in it and stuff like that. But this one is a touch of a little of all of them. So yeah, I really do like this one. I recommend it if you feel like adding just a new little touch of realism to your flight sim, no matter which one it is you're using. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will try to answer them the best I can. If not, I will search for an answer or just flat out tell you I do not know. You hit Inflight here, it'll generate the flight report. And it tells you when you left, when you arrived, my goodness. It tells you pretty much everything you can think of, how much fuel you use, landing rate. I'd say that's pretty good. How many passengers you had, airline rating, satisfaction, pilot rating. It tells you what the passengers were saying. They were happy they had Wi-Fi and power, and they complained the food was poop. So, which is to be expected because I bought the cheapest one. Tells you what you sold. That's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, nobody bought a model aircraft or a toy plane. I'm disappointed. So I made, wow, $60,000. That's awesome. I don't really know where I made that much money, but okay, I'll take it. Fleet revenue, I guess, I don't know, honestly. But I'm not going to complain. But yep, you can do a quick turnaround or back to the dash, and you can start all the way over. But thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe if you found it fun, interesting, good information. This is the first announcement I'll be making on this, but we got a little few months away. But Buford MCAS Station and Seymour Johnson Air Force Station have both announced their 2025 air show dates. They've not really made no announcements on what's going to be there, but I will be attending both of them and be getting some more great footage like I did from Cherry Point and to some of the other ones. But I do have a little better camera now, so that makes it even more fun. But thanks for watching, and as always, safe flying.